Good morning, everybody, or afternoon or evening, depending upon where you are and when you're watching this. My name is Bennett, and I'm here to talk with you today about you need to share these kinds of intimacy with your partner. We're going to talk about emotional intimacy, intellectual intimacy, and other kinds of non-sexual intimacy that could perhaps eventually lead to more sexual intimacy. So stick around for all the tips, all the stories, and subscribe below to hear more tips and more tricks as I release my videos 4 times a week. Once again, my name is Bennett. I'm the best-selling author of The Touch Crisis, and I'm an emotional freedom techniques practitioner that specializes with couples and relationships. This idea is really, really interesting to me, that we need more kinds of intimacy. I was at a book club a few months ago, and for about 30 minutes, all of the married women in the book club kept talking about, oh my gosh, I love my husband, but he only touches me when he wants sex. So this is very interesting to me for 2 reasons. Number one, when did that change in themselves? That they started feeling like they only were getting touched when they wanted sex, or when the husband wanted sex. And number 2, where were they feeling a disconnect either within themselves or within their partnership, that was a bad thing. But what makes that even more fascinating to me is that when I talk to my friend who's a professional cuddler, she says that her main clientele are married men who want to come and cuddle without feeling like they have to perform with their wife. They just want attention and they just want a level of closeness. So where's our disconnection? So let's talk a little bit about different types of intimacy. First, intellectual intimacy. So think about, how do you share your dreams, your hopes, your passions with your partner? How do you reconnect on that intimate level in that way that perhaps you used to? Maybe the kids now are in the way, or the job, or other obligations. Or maybe your relationship has just fallen into that area in which you've gotten so comfortable with each other that things have come a little bit routine, and maybe now you're not taking that extra time, that extra space in order to create that emotional intimacy. And how do you create more vulnerability so you have more emotional intimacy with your partner? When we start disclosing things that we feel, experiences that we have, we start feeling closer. So for example, it was really fun. I held a party one time, and I lived about an hour outside of the Twin Cities metro area. And a couple of my friends came down, and when they got to my house, they said, oh my gosh, Dawn, I didn't realize you live so far away. But we ran out of things to talk about the kids on the way down, and we actually had to have real conversation. And it was really interesting to me also to hear that they had gotten into that routine of the day-to-day lifestyle. Okay, what are we doing with the kids? Where do we need to go? What time are you going to be home? Should I cook dinner tonight or should you? And they forgot to really reconnect in an emotional and deep way. So if we can create that intellectual intimacy, sharing hopes, dreams, fears, but also that level of emotional intimacy, having those deep, vulnerable conversations. If you're feeling disconnected from your partner, if you feel like your partner, your husband, your wife only wants sex from you and nothing else, perhaps it's time, to look inside of yourself and look at what is it that you truly need. Because one of the keys to really reconnecting with your partner is understanding, what is it that you want? What is it that you need in order to feel closer? In order to feel like every time the other touches you, you are not actually just being asked for something else, being asked to give something else of yourself. Because that's sometimes the issue. It's not actually about the sex itself. It's about the fact that, oh my gosh, I'm giving so much at work. I'm giving so much to my children. I'm giving so much to my friends. I'm giving so much to my volunteer organization. I'm giving so much to wherever we're giving to, that suddenly giving anything else feels challenging. And we all know that our family and the people that are closest to us are the ones that suffer the most when we're emotionally stressed, because they're the ones we get to dump on. They're the ones that we feel safe with. They're the ones that we trust with. So they get our irritability, they get our anger, they get our frustrations. But we forget to take the time to also say, hey, thank you. I'm really sorry I've been crabby this week. I'm really sorry. Let me explain to you in a really deep way what's been going on with me. And remember, when we're listening to people, just really, truly listen. You don't have to fix anything. Nobody has to fix anything. Nobody has to take it personally as well. So if I say, hey, I'm feeling a little bit irritable because I'm feeling disconnected from you, that doesn't mean I'm saying, hey, take this personally. What I'm saying is, hey, here's how I'm feeling. And here's what I need to fix that. And then you as my partner gets to help make choices, gets to help me feel included. So when you're looking at your relationship, when you're looking at what you need from your partner, are you communicating that? And be really specific and clear, right? Don't just say, hey, I'd like to spend more time together, because what does that mean? Does that mean they're in the same household with you? That they're hanging out in the kitchen while you're cooking dinner? Or you're both on opposite ends of the couch watching television together? Be really, really clear. I need you to cuddle with me while we're watching our favorite show tonight. I need you to give me a hug when you come home from work before you run up to your office. Really having really clear action steps and really clear communication not only creates that emotional and intellectual intimacy, but it gives a lot of clarity. So that way the other person isn't confused. Well, what does that mean, spend more time with? What does that mean to, I need you to do more things around the house? What does that mean to, I don't feel like you're listening to me? Or I only feel like you touch me when you want sex. How do we fix that? So really take ownership. What do you feel? What do you need? How can the other person really clearly fulfill those needs for you? And this goes for both sides, men and women, because we are told by society to have certain roles. And our roles are different depending upon where we live. We bring those roles forward depending upon our culture, our background, what we experienced from our parents or other relationships that we've modeled in our lives, from television, from movies, right? So we're modeling all of these things and we put ourselves into these roles that we believe we're supposed to be, that society has told us you are supposed to look like this, your relationship should look like this, your level of intimacy should look like this, when really in reality, your relationship and your level of intimacy, both emotional, physical, intellectual, spiritual, all of those types of intimacy get to be whatever you choose them to be. There's no role to fill. There's just being connected with your partner. So when you get to share these kinds of intimacy with your partner, it leads to better sex. It leads to better physical intimacy. It leads to more clarity in conversation. It leads to integrity and honesty in your relationship. So thank you for watching. If this interests you, please subscribe below. Set the bell. I'm going to start doing some videos as well on specific keys to increase intimacy. Emotional, intellectual, and sexual intimacy. So if you're ready for those, if you're ready to take your relationship to the next level, if you're ready to do some healing around yourself and your relationship, hit that subscribe button. Once again, my name is Dawn Bennett. I'm the best-selling author of The Touch Crisis, an emotional freedom techniques practitioner for couples and for relationships. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and enjoy your new communication in your relationship.